Hey, welcome. Ever feel like putting an English sentence together is like trying to solve a puzzle? Well, today, we're going to give you all the right pieces. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be building your own sentences like a pro. So let's jump right in.
When you think about it, everything starts with some basic building blocks. Think of these things here as our first set of Legos. We're not just going to name them, nope. We're going to connect them to build something really cool. A complete thought, said clearly in English.
All right, first things first. How do we even name a single object? When you see something for the first time, what do you call it? Well, in English, it all kicks off with two tiny but super important words, a and an. Let's figure out which one to use and when. Okay, check these out. These are our first building blocks. We've got a pencil, a notebook, a desk, but wait. Then we have an eraser and an apple. So what's going on there? Why the switch? The secret is actually way simpler than you might think. So here it is, the big secret. It's not about the letter you see, it's all about the sound you hear. Seriously, if a word starts with a consonant sound, like the P in pencil, you use A. But if it starts with a vowel sound, like the E in eraser, you use an. It's all about making it sound smooth. Let's see this in action. On one side, you say a book, a chair. You can almost feel that little pause after the A. Now listen to the other side. An eraser, an English book. Hear that? The N in an kind of builds a little bridge to the next word, so it all flows together. It's a tiny detail that makes you sound so much more natural. And this right here is where listening really pays off. Take the word university. Yeah, it starts with a U, which is a vowel, but what's the first sound you make? U. That's a consonant sound. That's why we say a university. And on the flip side, what about our? Starts with an H, but you don't hear it, right? The first sound is ow, a vowel sound. So you say an hour. It's all in what you hear, not what you see. All right, time for a quick pop quiz. How would you fill in this blank? She bought blank eraser yesterday. Think about that first sound of the word eraser. What do you hear? And you got it. It's an eraser, because eraser starts with that nice open vowel sound. Awesome. You've totally nailed the first key to building sentences. Okay, so a and an are great when you're talking about any old thing. But what if you're talking about a specific thing? The one that both you and I know about. For that, we need to upgrade our toolkit. We need the word the. Let's imagine we're walking into a room. I point and say, there is a book on the desk. Right now, it's just some random book. It's not special. That's why I'm using a. But then I say, the book is for my math class. See what just happened? All of a sudden, it's not just any book anymore. It's that specific book on the desk. We both know which one I'm talking about. So A introduces the object, and the shines a big spotlight on it. And that's really the heart of it. You use the when you want to get specific. It could be about something we just mentioned, like the book. Or it could be something there's only one of, like the sun or the sky. It's your tool for going from general to specific. So we can name things now, which is great, but our sentences are kind of static. The objects are just sitting there. To really bring them to life, we need some action. We need verbs. And here's where the magic happens. We've got our objects, our building blocks. Now we need the engines that make them go. That's what verbs are. Words like see, have, use, read, they make things happen. Let's put these engines to work. And boom, just like that, a complete sentence. Look at the pieces. You've got a person, I, you've got an action, read, and you've got an object, a book. Simple, clear, and complete. That's our very first creation. Let's do another one. She uses an eraser. Okay, let's break it down again. Subject, she. Action, uses. Object, an eraser. And look, we're using an because of that vowel sound. See how all the rules we just learned are starting to work together? It's pretty cool. Okay, one more. Let's bring back our heavy hitter, the. He needs the notebook. Now, why the notebook? Well, maybe it's that specific math notebook we talked about earlier. He doesn't need just any notebook. He needs that one. Everything fits. So you might be thinking, okay, that's great for stuff in a classroom, but what about everywhere else? Well, these rules work for everything. And to prove it, let's take a little trip. We're heading out to the farm. New place, new things to talk about. We've got a cow, a farmer, an egg, but the rules, they're exactly the same. The system works anywhere.
Let me show you with a quick story. Okay, so let's meet Rara. She says, I live on farm. How does she finish that sentence? Should she use a or an?
Exactly, a farm. That F sound is a consonant, so she uses a. We're also hearing about this farm for the very first time, so it's not specific yet. Perfect. Let's hear the rest of her story.
Okay, here's the next part. This one has 2 blanks, so pay close attention. He has egg in his hand and apple in his bag. What do you think goes in those 2 spots?
You totally got it. An egg and an apple. Both words start with those vowel sounds, so they both need an. You just took the rules you learned for the classroom and used them perfectly on the farm. That's the proof. Once you get the system, you can talk about anything. So look at that. In just a few minutes, we've gone from a few random words to building real sentences. You now have the basic tools to describe the entire world around you in English. So my last question for you is this. Look around your room right now. Can you name 3 things using a, an, or the? Go on, give it a shot. Because this isn't just the end of an explainer, it's the beginning of you speaking.